What's happening? What's happening, good people? Listen, at the time of this recording, it is a marvelous Monday. I know a lot of people dread the start of the week. I'm excited about the opportunity to come to you all and share some of my reflections and thoughts, thinking about some of the valuable lessons and learnings I gathered in the journey of starting, growing, and operating a business that averaged 7 figures in revenue each year. And here's one thing I was thinking about this afternoon. I was out in the field doing some sales calls and prospecting, and I realized when we first started our business, we were so consumed with and captivated with all the fun, logistical, administrative, even aesthetic details associated with building our business. It took us time to focus in on the revenue generating activities. And for a while, here was the truth. The reality was this: we were doing business, but we didn't have a business. I will say that again. We were doing business, but we didn't have a business. How could that be, William? The reality is we weren't making money. We were not delivering a product or service to the market and a client or customer from the market exchanging our product or service for something of value in return, primarily money. We had not yet gotten to that yet. So the office looked good. The computers were optimized. Our Google page looked good. Our website had the right keywords in there. But it wasn't until we got boots to the ground or phone to the ear and started having conversations, started to prospect and find out who in our market could actually benefit from the service we deliver. How do we differentiate ourselves in the market from other companies who are offering something similar? How do I schedule meetings? How do I convert those meetings into people who are willing to review a proposal, who are willing to sign a proposal, who are willing to make use of or actually order our service and us deliver the service, and we invoice them and they actually pay the invoice. This is the cycle of business. You have to build the relationships. You need to solicit a need. You need to deliver on the need. You need to charge the customer and they need to pay in a timely fashion. We were doing a lot of business things. We were doing social media posts. We were doing, a lot of writing and trying to create fun, crafty flyers. At the end of the day, we didn't have a business until we had that first customer say, we need you to do this. Let's agree upon a price. You deliver, we pay. Let's do it again. You deliver and we pay. Oh, I like that. Let's double the amount. You deliver 2 of those and we'll pay you for twice the amount of those. It wasn't until it started to grow that we actually had a business. The way we got there was by focusing in on revenue generating activities. These are tasks, duties, and activities that directly lead to the creation or growth of relationships with paying customers. Especially in the beginning, you've got to get boots to the ground, ear to the phone, boots to the ground, ears to the phone, or fingers to the keyboard if necessary. And making sure your prominent focus is building relationships in your market, and not just geographic market, but market period, building relationships in order to get the income coming in, get the revenue coming in. And in another video, we'll talk about margin, we'll talk about gross profit, but it all starts with paying customers coming. So I thought about that earlier today. I hope that is something you guys can think about, especially for you who are starting something from scratch, who have no book of business. You have an idea, you have an idea of what product or service you could deliver, you have an idea of who may be able to benefit, but you haven't strung it together and actually generated revenue yet. Focus on the revenue generating activities. The rest can be optimized. The rest can be improved. The rest can be informed by the mistakes you make and the successes you have, but you can't have mistakes and successes unless you're doing transactions. Generate revenue and learn along the way. Pray you get started and have some success. Take care.